I'm with Mr. Patricio Tamariz, the Executive Director of the Ecuador Tourism Board, on obviously a very colourful Ecuadorian stand. Patricio, very nice to see you again here this year.
It's a pleasure to be here, and thank you for the interview.
Patricio, a lot of countries talk about sustainable tourism, but really Ecuador has taken it a stage further, and you've been very serious about this for a number of years. Would you just like to talk a little bit more about that?
Well, actually, if we look back into the 1990s, Ecuador was the first country in all of Latin America to have an ecotourism association. And basically, if we look at ecotourism, it's it's a community managed tourism, which is nature-based tourism and have very low impact in the area, and you're also trying to conserve, right? What we've done is that this essence, we've taken it out of the ecotourism, and not taking it out, we keep it in ecotourism, but we also put it into urban tourism, into archaeological tourism, cultural tourism, adventure tourism. So we're going to make a plan, which is called the Plan de Tour 2020 to the year 2020, which is mid-December, being launched by the President of Ecuador and the Minister of Tourism of Ecuador. And this plan will be a grand plan to make sure that we are measuring all the destinations, all the national parks, and make sure that all the development goes directly into what we want, that our tourism activity will be managed responsibly, socially, and responsibly environmentally. Sure. So this is something important, and at the moment now, we just won an award from the Travel Industry Association of America for the best sustainable tourism messages in advertising. But apart from this, who makes the difference is the private sector. We have grand professionals in Ecuador, and most of them are already in this certification process of best management practices with Rainforest Alliance. And so this is something that's going to give us a grand seal of approval for all the new travelers that are around the world that are looking to see who's really doing a good job responsibly. But also, Ecuador is a beautiful product because it has the four worlds, the coast, the Andes.
That's what I was going to mention. In a country not much bigger than the size of the UK, you've got four completely different ecosystems, haven't you?
Well, really worlds,
Yeah.
And in all these four worlds, we've got like 50 ecosystems.
Yeah.
It's really, our country is one of the most, it's actually the most mega diverse country of the world per square kilometer. And we have pluricultural land too, with more than 13 indigenous communities that have their own language. We're on the equator, with eternal spring-like weather, and everything is at a short distance, from the Andes to the coast, 30 minutes, and from the Andes to the Amazon,
Sure.
30 minutes, and then from Guayaquil, from the coast to the Galapagos Islands, is 1 hour, 35 minutes.
And just talking about transport, how easy is it to get to Ecuador from the UK?
Well, basically, you have a lot of carriers going through. You have Madrid with like about 4 or 5 carriers coming directly to Ecuador, and then you have Amsterdam with KLM that you can come to Ecuador in a really direct flight. And also you have other airlines that go through the United States, like Continental and Delta, that have direct flights to Ecuador too.
And what's your message, finally, Patricia, what's your message to the UK trade at this world travel market, or the trade in general?
Well, basically, we're very happy. We've before we were in the back of somewhere in the stand here in the pavilion, then all of a sudden we're here in the front at the main entrance. And basically, I thank the travel industry of the UK, because they've seen that we have become serious in our promotion, in our tourism development in Ecuador. And the numbers are growing. We were back 2 years ago at 16,000 UK travelers. Now we're at 24,000. And yes, and basically we're growing at about 16%. And we want to make sure that everybody knows that in the travel industry that we're here for keeps, and that if they want and to be confident that we're coming in to invest our money to help create a demand for the travel industry to make money off our product, but also remembering that our green seal that we want to achieve is to become the leader of sustainable tourism in all of South America.
Patricio, thanks very much for your time.
Thank you very much.